Assume you have to go through the US on your way to another country. What should you do? Let me answer it for you. You will probably need a US transit visa. A transit visa is a non-immigrant visa with short validity. Hi, here's your Max from the Visa Library. Waste no time and subscribe because I want to help you make your way through the US by telling you about US transit visas. Let's go. What is a US transit visa? Under the transit visa, you're allowed to settle in the US for a layover. If you want layover advantages for other reasons, such as visiting a friend, you will have to qualify for the type of visa required for that purpose. Let's talk about various reasons and purposes. First, let me tell you about the purposes for which people can apply for a US transit visa. Number one, foreign travelers who stay in the US for a short time to reach the final destination in another country, such as a shipping crew. They can get a C1 or general transit visa. Number two, non-US government officials who go through the US to enter the destination country for doing their government-related missions. They can get a C3 or foreign government transit visa. Number three, non-American people or UN officials who go to their organization's headquarters in New York. They can get a C2 or UN headquarters transit visa. Now, let me tell you about the visa purposes for which people cannot apply for a US transit visa. Number one, travelers who have a layover for reasons other than transit, such as visiting friends, must apply for B visas. Number two, coasting officers usually require visitor visa or B visa to enter the United States. Number three, a crew on a private boat sailing out of a foreign seaport which will be cruising in the US waters for over 21 days is usually needed to have a visitor visa. Number four, with a G4 visa, an officer of international organization with a special relationship to the US may cross the border in immediate and continuous transit. If you or your family get transit visas but intend to travel to the US or stay more, you can apply for B visas. Who is exempted from US transit visas? Number one, citizens of countries that are in the US visa waiver program. There are currently 39 countries in the program. Don't worry about the list. I have put the link of our article about the US visa waiver program in the description. Go ahead and read it. Number two, people who hold another type of US visa that is still valid. For example, people with B visas are permitted to transit in the US. Now, how to apply for a US transit visa? There are several steps to petition for a transit visa. Step 1, you need to complete the online application form known as DS-160. Form DS-160 is available here. Step 2, send a photo of yourself when completing this form. Step 3, a confirmation page will be sent to you. Save it. You must bring it to your interview along with other documents. Step 4, set an interview with a US embassy. The waiting time for the interview depends on many factors such as season, visa type, location, and workload of the embassy. So try to arrange an interview appointment as soon as possible. Note that you will receive an interview confirmation letter that you must keep because you will need it later. Step 5. Go to an interview at the US Embassy performed by the consular officers. People under the age of 13 and over the age of 90 are not usually interviewed, but generally, the decision of the interview depends on the consular officer's opinion regardless of age. Ink-free digital print scans will be taken as a part of your application process. They are usually taken during your interview, but this varies based on the location. After your visa interview, your application may need further processing. Officials will inform you by the consular officer if further processing is necessary for your application. When the visa is approved, you may have to pay a visa issuance fee if applicable to your nationality and will be informed how your passport with visa will be returned to you. What are the required documents to apply for a US transit visa? Number 1, online application form or DS-160 form and the confirmation page. Number 2, a passport. It must have validity for at least 6 months longer than your probable stay in the US. Your passport should also have a blank page for visa entry. Number 3, photo. Number 4, evidence that you're going to the destination country and are not planning to stay in the US. Number 5, transit visa payment receipt. Number 6, details of applicant activity on social networks over the past 5 years. Number 6, ticket or planned route to your final destination. Number 7, a letter indicating your purpose for traveling to the destination country. Number 8, documents demonstrating that the traveler is financially able to support the costs during transit in the US. Number 9, evidence that you are authorized to enter the country of destination. Number 10, if you are HIV positive, you should bring a letter from a doctor indicating the health status and risks associated with your condition. Number 11, if you have been arrested before in the US, you must provide a letter clarifying the offense, the reasons for the arrest, and whether you were convicted or not. Now, how long is a US transit visa processing time? It will take at least 5 working days to get a response, but it could be even longer. The time required to process documents depends on various factors, including the embassy's workload. How much does it cost to apply for a US transit visa? Pay the non-refundable visa application fee if you are required to pay it before your interview. When your visa is approved, you may also pay a visa issuance fee if applicable to your nationality. The visa cost is around $160. Keep in mind to save the receipt after paying this fee because you will probably need it later. Depending on your country and the embassy you apply from, additional costs may be required. Keep in mind that the C2 visa applicants do not need to pay a visa issuance fee. What are the restrictions of a US transit visa? A transit visa is not similar to other non-immigrant visas. The holder of the transit visa is not allowed to do certain activities. What activities? Let's see. Number 1, stay in the US more than the defined time. Number 2, travel, work, or study in America. Number 3, extend the transit visa. Number 4, apply for a green card under the transit visa. Number 5, have dependents with 1 transit visa. Number 6, dependents are not allowed to work or study in America. How long is a US transit visa valid? The US transit visa validity is usually short. All types of transit visas allow the holder to stay for up to 29 days in the US or until the departure date on the ticket, whichever one is sooner. Can your dependents come to the United States under transit visa? No. All people transiting to the US must have a separate visa. There you have it. Now you can go and start your US transit visa application after you subscribe to our channel and like the video. I've put a link of our article in the description. You can go to our website and download the free cheat sheet I've prepared for you. Thank you all for watching.